Right, the 2026 FIFA World Cup kickstarted, and interestingly, we've seen some very good results from those four nations that have so far played in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And of course, Mexico, the host, kickstarted against South Africa at the Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. Interestingly, Julian Quinones, who won the top scorers award in the Saudi Pro League, scored the first goal of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. He made a history by becoming the player to score the first goal in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In the 8th minute, when a build up from the back from goalkeeper Rowan Williams to Sifelele Sitole. Sifelele Sitole failed to guide the ball and maintain that he was able to beat the press. And of course, unfortunately, the Bafana conceded the first goal of the competition. And in the second half, Raul Jimenez, formerly of Fulham, who is reportedly joining Wolverhampton Wanderers, scored the second goal for the Mexican team. The South African team had two red cards, and interestingly, that record stands as one of the interesting records to be seen on the global stage. And of course, the last time we saw an African team having two red cards in a World Cup game was that game in 1990 when Argentina lost 1-0 against Cameroon in the 1990 opening game when Francois Omambi scored the only goal of that game. And interestingly, Cameroonian players had two red cards on that day. And of course, South Africa made sure they equaled the record of the Cameroonians by having two red cards. Sifelele Situli and of course Temba Zwane, who came on in the second half, was shown the red card. Yes, the Mexican team also had a red card in that game. And interestingly, we saw three red cards in the opening game. That was how it ended. South Africa made sure that they've lost their first game. And interestingly, South Africa has never won their first game in the history of the World Cup. In 1998, they failed to win against France. In 2002, they failed to win against Paraguay. In 2010, they failed to win against Mexico. And of course, that record continuing again yesterday when they lost by 2-0. The likes of Cesar Montes, the likes of Edison Alvarez, who came in the second half, Raul Jimenez, and Julian Quinones made sure that they defeated the Bafana of South Africa by 2-0. In the other group game, South Korea came from behind to beat Czech Republic by 2-1. And of course, the likes of Lee Jae-soo, Lee Kan-in, Hwan In-beom, and of course, Kim Min-jae made sure that they had a very good result for their Republic, South Korea. Even though they conceded first, Ladislav Krejic scored with an header following a throw-in from Vladimir Kufal, formerly of West Ham, who is now with TSG Hoffenheim. And of course, in the second half, Thomas Suchek scored a goal, but it was flagged as an offside in that goal that unfortunately was on the part of the Czech Republic team. Czech Republic, they are back on the global stage since Germany 2006 after that World Cup appearance when they were in the group with the Black Stars of Ghana, Italy, and of course USA. They are now back. They missed out in 2010 in South Africa, 2014 in Brazil, 2018 in Russia, 2022 in Qatar. Now back, they scored first in that game against South Korea, but unfortunately, Hwan In-beom scored the equalizer, and of course, Hu Jin-soo had the match winner for South Korea. And now this is how the group stands. Mexico are now having 3 points plus of 2 goals because they scored twice and they conceded none in that game when they played against the Republic of South Africa. And of course, South Korea are also having plus of 3 points plus 1 goal because they scored twice and of course they conceded one against the Czech Republic team. Czech Republic are now on the 3rd position with no points and of course minus of 1 goal. And of course the Bafana of South Africa are languishing at the bottom of the table with no points, minus of 2 goals. So the next round of games is going to be between South Africa and of course South Korea. That's the battle of the South. And of course Mexico will be playing against Czech Republic. So that is how Group A stands after 2 rounds of games in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Let's enjoy the highlights.